Good morning everybody. Welcome again to this roundtable organized by CAREL. My name is Simone Grisenti. I'm a Group Marketing Manager HVAC Commercial for CAREL. Again, we are not able to meet in person, unfortunately, but thanks to Chillventa eSpecial, we are again able to get in touch virtually through this platform. The topic of today is very interesting. We are going to talk about smart efficiency. We all know that efficiency is one of the key goals when designing and installing HVAC units. But it's not anymore a matter of choosing the right components. Now it's a matter even of embracing new technologies, for instance, IoT, making it possible to better control and manage all the units and equipment on the field. So, before starting, I would like to share some slides. So probably I ask the direction to open the slide sharing. As you can see, there are other seats here on the stage. So I will sorry, may I have the controller? Sorry, it was stolen. I will be joined on the stage by three important guests: Mirco Temporin, Luca Poldelmengo, and Sergio Maria Capanelli, three colleagues of me. Mirco is application manager for commercial air conditioning. He has a strong experience particularly in chillers and rooftop units, so he will bring his point of view during the discussion. Then we will have Luca Poldelmengo, Business Development Manager for CAREL, with a strong experience in designing IoT technologies and services to deliver tangible benefits to our customer. And finally, last but not least, Sergio Maria Capanelli, who is Application Manager for Residential Air Conditioning. He will include his point of view, even thinking about how these technologies can deliver benefits even in the residential segment. So, before starting, a couple of rules. I don't know how familiar you are with the Zoom platform. You will find at the bottom of the screen the Q&A function, so you can post your questions during all of the presentation. All the things you consider important to discuss, and we will reserve the last part of the presentation to address all the questions will arrive. Okay, the agenda is quite important, as I anticipated. We'll start with Mirco Temporin, that I invite here on the stage. And good morning, Mirco.
Good morning. Good morning, Simone.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome.
To all attended to this webinar.
Very good. With Mirco, I would like to start with, let me say, a first general overview on the most important and hot trends in smart efficiency, what we are seeing today in the market. So if you can give a first overview introduction to our guest, it would be great.
Okay. Thank you, Simone, for your introduction. And yes, we start this webinar talking about the smart efficiency solution for chillers and heat pumps units in the commercial market. Okay, so the air conditioning and mainly the market about chiller and heat pumps, it is a really important market because worldwide the turnover about this market is around $9 billion US. And this is a market that is present every day in our life. Moreover, this is also a sector where the energy consumption are really huge. So what we can do in order to improve the efficiency about these units and reduce the energy costs. A first thing is for sure to introduce advanced control logics advanced technologies like the electronic expansion valves, modulating actuators, and variable capacity compressors. This one in order to optimize the performance of the unit in different conditions. This is for sure an important evolution, but one that alone is not enough. And so we need to go ahead in order to improve definitely the energy efficiency about the units. And the true step forward will be the ability, today really concrete thanks to the evolutions of IoT infrastructure, to have units always connected. What does it mean? It means that units that in real time can exchange information in order to optimize the efficiency of the system and reducing the energy consumptions, mainly when the energy available on field is produced by renewable sources. In other words, smart efficiency today means a control that is always connected to the internet, and this control can exchange informations in order to optimize the system. In other words, looking to the next future, turning in the with our focus in the chiller and heat pumps market means that for sure in the next future all units will be always connected to the internet. An example is possible to have in this slide that people who is attending can see, where we have the different units present in the building, the air handle units, the chiller, the fan coils. All of them are connected together. All data are sent to the cloud. The data are elaborated, and in this way it is possible in real time to optimize the comfort in the different building areas. Connectivity, it is also important for another interesting trend that we have today in the chiller and heat pumps market. And in this case, I'm talking about the trend of Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0, that it is a trend that comes through the complete machine life cycle, from production to commissioning to the user, done by the end user. Offering for all different actors different benefits. For example, for OEM, it's important to have a flexible production and a traceability about the system and the units. For service, companies want to quickly identify any problems on field. And the final user wants to have an overview about the unit, interact with this unit in a simple way in order to optimize the comfort. So more in detail about this interesting trend, we can start as a first step about Industry 4.0 for this market, talking about the OEM production. This is where the process really starts, because it is where the unit is built. And in this case, it is important to offer to the OEM tools in order to render more flexible the production and to have the traceability about the different units. The step forward is the commissioning on field about the unit, and again, tools, solutions, important in order to render simple and faster the commissioning of this machine. Third step is to manage completely the standard and not standard maintenance on field about the unit in order to immediately solve issues or try to anticipate them. And this is, let me say, the connection with the last point. That is the connectivity. Again, because to have a unit connected means to have a continuous monitoring in order to create a proactive maintenance. So to try to anticipate possible issues on field instead of to solve issues already happened. And the continuous connectivity can support also the system fine-tuning in order to keep best performance in terms of efficiency. How CAREL can support our customers in order to manage these trends? Offering a complete portfolio about products and services. Products that can be controls in order to manage advanced algorithms logic, different and advanced technology devices like electronic expansion valves, like driver for VDC compressors, humidifiers, in order to combine the refrigeration cycle with other technology like evaporative cooling in order to improve the efficiency. We can also offer a complete range of services. Services that can be tools for production, can be apps for the end user and service, can be also a cloud infrastructure for data analytic. More in detail, here in this slide it's possible for the people who is attending to see different tools that we can offer to our customers in order to support them in the production process. Here it's possible to see the Pico Manager for Pico Platform, the C Factory for C Pico Platform, and Spark, the production tool that can be used for the new control born in the air conditioning, the microchiller. All of these tools can be integrated in the standard IT processes in the production line in order to simplify the life for the operator. And which are the functionalities that we can offer using these tools? So the unit configuration, the factory test, and the unit traceability. The final result is to have a ready-to-go unit that can be sent on field.
Sorry, maybe.
Yeah.
This is very, very interesting because usually we see IoT technology as something helping on the field, but this we are understanding that is something important even since the beginning. So when the product is still in the production line, so this is clear. But just to move to the other part of the management through IoT, what are the functions enabling even the on-field services after the machine is arriving in the market?
Okay, thank you for your question, Simone. And in this case, the solution that CAREL is offering is an app. So using this, let me say, new tool, we want to offer to the service and the maintenance people a new solution in order to simplify and have a faster commissioning on field. Why we have decided an app instead of a standard tool in the PC? Because today devices like smartphone, like tablets, and technologies as the apps are present in the daily life or for all people. And so we think that using such kind of technology, we can reduce the learning curves in order to understand how the tool works. Moreover, thanks to the infrastructure based on the apps, it's possible anytime that we do any change in the app, all users can can have immediately a notification and can be downloaded by cloud thanks to the native connectivity present in the mobile or in the tablet, the new update about this app. So in this way, the users on field are always updated and ready to use our technology for doing the commissioning on field. As I said before, this is an app where the focus is for maintenance and service teams. The name of this app is Applica. And here it's possible to see some functionalities about this app. The first functionality is something in order to see in real time how the unit is working. This one can be done thanks to the wireless Bluetooth connectivity that the smartphone or mobile can have with our controls. In this way, operating condition can be checked at a glance. Information available are a clear understanding of the unit's working condition through dedicated dashboard. In this slide, it's possible to see some examples where it's possible. There are dedicated dashboard to see the compressor envelope. So in real time, it's possible to see the working point and the working conditions about the compressor. It's possible to have a real-time trend or trends based on logs. In this way, for service, it's possible to see the real-time efficiency or how the unit has worked in the past. It's possible to have a direct feedback on alarms and other different functionalities. This one always in real time because, thanks to the Bluetooth communication. Other functionalities available are functionalities specifically for the commissioning phase. And in this case, first of all, in the app, it's possible to access using different profiles. It means that in terms of security, only right people can access to the most important parameters about the unit. It is available also a wizard in order to configure in a simple way the unit. And when the unit is configured, this configuration can be saved in a file that we call receipt. Another important functionalities and a real interesting evolution thanks to the cloud infrastructure is that all the configuration file can be shared with remote service or with the OEM by cloud, using the cloud. In this way, the service can exchange this information with the OEM or with the remote service. And for them, it's possible to store this information and to use for future evolutions about the unit present on field. Last but not least, functionalities about the maintenance. And in this case, we talk about the manual override, about different actuators, in case that some of them in the case it is necessary to do maintenance in some of them. It's possible to do the sensors calibrations. It's possible, there is also a specific area where it's possible to see the real-time alarms and also the alarms log. All of these informations can be exported in a CSV file and sent to the remote service for offline analysis. The same can be done also with the live trends or trends based on log. Also in this case, there is the possibility to export all these informations on file and send by email these informations. Again, in order to have a better support from remote in order to optimize the comfort and the efficiency of the unit or to solve some troubles on field. Just to close my first part, so just 3 hot topics. So the trend today we have moving the unit from efficiency unit to smart efficiency units, thanks to the connectivity to the internet. Connectivity that it is also the bridge for another trend that it is Industry 4.0, a trend that can play through the complete machine life cycle. And in order to approach these trends, CAREL today can offer a complete portfolio of products and services in order to support our customers.
Thank you, Mirco, for your overview. I think it was very, very interesting because we understood how important is this technology in the production line, even in the field in terms of services, in management of the units. You touched in a couple of points the importance of having even a remote connectivity and the cloud as a platform to manage and share all this information. Technology that is becoming even more important today with the emergency of the COVID-19. Because it's more and more difficult to directly get in touch with units and customers on the field. Right. So to better investigate this world of remote connectivity, I will thank you, Mirco, and invite the colleague Luca Poldelmengo on the stage. So thank you again, Mirco. We'll meet at the end for the question and answer session.
Okay.
And welcome again, Luca. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
You're here.
Good morning, everybody.
So, from your experience as business development manager, so thinking every day about designing new technology and services around this fantastic world.
Yeah.
Let's give us a more deep view on this remote connectivity in terms of benefits and benefits.
Yes, hopefully. So, first thing I think to highlight is that, well, thanks to Mirco, we understood that the cloud can more or less be a place where we put, new information, new know-how, and stuff like this. So, but the thing is that we have to think it in a way that it's not related only to features. So, okay, we were saying that the cloud, it can be the core of the information, as you can see in this slide. What CAREL basically did is to convert our expertise in HVAC and refrigeration application and turn it into services ready to use for our customers, but fully customizable at the same time, that can bring our expertise and help our customers to gain these features. And there's of course the possibility to can I see, because I'm not able to read. Yeah, no, sorry. As you can see, we have a full list of features that are available thanks to the remote connectivity to the cloud. But we are only halfway if we only talk about feature and we don't think about the values that these features are bringing to our customer. Because the really important for our customer is to have your asset always available, information always available, to be able to have immediate reaction to any event or issues coming from field, to be proactive in solving problems that can occur. Yes, when you get an alert, you can be reactive in respect of that alert. But when you put your experience into the cloud, into the data clustering of information, the data mining of information, you can be proactive and you can learn and you can, help your customer to avoid issues before they appear, okay? So, of course, this must all be done through a user-friendly interface, because otherwise, if it is a too complex environment where you put a lot of, just information and details, and it becomes unuseful. So one other thing one constraint that was on CAREL's side when we decided to go for this kind of services, it was to, understand also the way to put it in the most friendly way for our customer. And of course, the ability of these systems is to, let the customer bring their expertise because they have R&D departments, they have marketing departments, they have quality departments. What we are understanding is that every stakeholder inside the companies, inside our customer, has a reason to get data from the cloud. And so a very good and fair exercise that we ask our customers to do is a little bit, to change the mindset from this point of view, okay? And to take advantage from all the needs of different stakeholders, because once the data is on field, once the unit is on field and you get data from the unit, the value of this data is for everybody inside the company. So this is a fine topic. Of course, there's also the matter of life cycle of the unit. So having the data progress and the whole historical information of the unit helps you understanding how the unit is, behaving. We spend a lot of money in climatic chambers when we, realize when we manufacture a unit, when we have to validate the unit. And then often it happens that when the unit is on field, something strange every time happens. Probably the people who are listening to us know what I'm talking about. So the fact of having the units always connected is like having, several climate chambers all around the world. Okay, and so this is very important from an R&D perspective. And of course, the ability of having information also always available that you can dispatch in the form of reporting or to your customers, or why not only to customers but to service partner. It's also a good way to give and distribute the know-how to everybody.
Okay. So it's not only a matter of controlling, managing, it's a matter of learning.
That's right, that's right. Of course, you have operational cost saving, because when you are connected in real time with the unit, you are avoiding the possibility that you have to go on field to understand what is happening. You have someone on the phone claiming, and they don't understand what's happening. They know there's a problem, and you can be a lot proactive, on this, because you're able to understand things before they're happening. And so fast decision and understanding, of course, it's another important value. Scalability and comfort and immediacy is something that, scalability of the system is because I'm able to, to connect all the units and to have a site to all of them at once, And comfort and immediacy is because, thanks to the apps, like Mirco was saying, we're able to give very easy and comfortable tools to our customers, to get in contact with the units. And from values, then we move to benefits. And then what is interesting when we enter this kind of topic, and we talk about this kind of, let me say, and we let our customer have this kind of view, they immediately change the mindset. They understand they can see all this also in a revenue stream approach. They can make business out of it. Because if I'm able to control the unit, this is quite typical in the commercial and residential market. So if you're able to connect to the unit, if you're able to keep your eyes on the unit steadily, every time, be reactive, be proactive, and so on, you're also confident that you know how your unit is working. And so you go to your customers and you can, bring new services like, well, why not talking about warranty extensions? Why not talking about, maintenance contracts, okay? Because I have the ability to stay close to the customer more than I should or than I would if I went there every time he needed my help, So this is a complete change of mindset, and we're seeing many business models that are arising. We have customers, as I was saying, delivering a new approach to maintenance, okay? But we also customers changing their business model. We have customers that do not only sell the unit, they started renting the unit. Because what I'm selling is the value that the unit brings, not the unit itself, And this is very interesting, and I think we are only at the beginning, so who knows what else is going to happen.
That's, I think, the point. It's not adding more features, it's adding new ways of doing business around.
Absolutely. So an interesting, let me say, proof of what we're saying is what is happening in about servicing. We try to enter a concept like smart servicing, but it is just to highlight the fact that we are changing the perspective. So we were used to go on field, just responding to a phone call. We take the van, we go on field, And we're able to bring to our customers, okay, we are consultant of our customer, we can install a unit, we can make the commissioning, we can deliver ordinary or extraordinary maintenance, because this is a business model that it's already in place in some cases, but I don't have the full control. And most of all, I'm not able to understand once I solved an issue, how that issue, how the solution that I brought to the market, to the unit in that case, is evolving over time. But when I introduce the internet technology, and so what we generally call the IoT, but we like in CAREL to call about digital services, because IoT is only an acronym, okay? We're bringing a new perspective. So I can give my service partner, if I am an OEM, the possibility to have the responsibility only of the assets of the units which are under their responsibility. So I can create as many communities as I want, so that if I have a network of service partners, I'm not afraid that someone could look at the data of someone else. That is not going to happen, okay? I'm able to, divide, let me say, my private portal, my customized private portal, in the way that everybody's getting the information he needs when they need it, and without, having confusion about who is dealing with the unit or not. So it can be geographically distributed. It can be distributed by competence, because I could have, some service guys which are smarter than others in some topics or in some applications. So this is a good point. Of course, remote control and maintenance. And then we enter concepts like preventive and prescriptive. I was earlier talking about being reactive or proactive, and it's something similar. We're playing now a new game in which the data, when it's well managed and clustered, it gives us the possibility to speak about something else. So bringing preventive maintenance and prescriptive maintenance, and through let me say the basic 4 steps of the data processing that we've seen in the market, we are starting from the bottom line, which is the descriptive analytics, where we just put together information and we find a way to let them be usable for our customers in the most friendly way in order to take immediate decisions. Okay, so I don't give you a list of information. I don't give you, too confused data that you have to read along, but I give you the possibility to have a customizable dashboard that is clusterizing all this information and giving you an output which is graphically immediate and easy to understand in order to take decisions.
Okay. So I don't lose time to
that's right.
to understand the numbers. I have the information directly.
I have the information directly at one site. Okay, and when we go preventive, when there is something else that it's happening, so I just put in the cloud some logic, making some relation between information in order to give me further input. Okay, so that I can prevent actions and I can be proactive. And then there's a third level, which is the one CAREL is strongly working on, which is the prescriptive analytics. So the ability of the unit, when something happens on field, when I have an issue, to propose me some actions to solve the issue. Okay, and then there's the last one, which is the proactive, which is the ability of the unit to be in some way self-sufficient. So when an issue is occurring, okay, the unit is auto-learning and is able to put in place some actions. So this is introducing the concept of analytics, and well, these points are just highlighting why analytics is so important. Well, of course, it enables in-depth analysis through the data processing. The goal is to take decisions in the most convenient and user-friendly way, as we were stating earlier. The outcome must be descriptive, preventive, or prescriptive analysis. The possibility for me to, compare units and assets on field, okay, so that I can, detect which are the most, virtuous behaviors of the unit, and copy and paste this behavior around the community of my units on field. So, and then of course the last topic is how I can suggest or predict actions in order to avoid. This is a huge impact on the perception of quality of my product. You can easily understand which is the reaction of a customer who has a partner who is going to solve a problem before he's even able to detect it, okay? He has a sensation that the unit is working fine and efficiently for all the lifetime, okay? And this is a very important message in terms of quality perception, because that customer is going to get back to you because of that, you know? So this is just an example of descriptive preventive, let me say, approach in commercial and residential units. And it's a dashboard in which we are able to deliver immediately when our customer buy our software, the one we embedded in the cloud, let me say. Thanks to this, we have the opportunity to, you know, detect automatically all the alarms coming from the unit and cluster them and show them in an easy and readable way, so that the alarms can be displayed by severity. So I'm immediately understanding which are the most important issues on field and to react on the most important field, on the most important issues. And this from a, you know, full plant site, let me say, or going deep to a single unit, okay? So when I detect a fail, I go deeply into the unit which has the fail, I understand what is happening, I can, you know, take actions to avoid that to be happening.
Everything managed by a very easy and graphical...
Yes, everything managed by very easy and graphical output. And the other way is to have the description level of these issues. And this is even most important because I'm able to understand which are the most recurring issues or alarms that are happening. And so I'm able to understand how I have to avoid bringing on more and more experience of this, you know? One other way is to bring in the concept of, we were talking about efficiency, we were talking about maintenance, and what we are able to deliver to our customer is some outputs. This is another example of a dashboard that is helping us to, you know, give our customers a very fair and immediate sight to, you know, how the unit is performing. So we have algorithm that processes and compares this is just an example, inlet and outlet water to calculate and display the efficiency of the unit, okay? We can install proper instruments such as e-meters that measure the energy consumption, and by applying energy costs, I can predict expenses and I can predict savings. And we have customers using this information to put in place some service level agreement with their customers, you know? So again, another perspective, another way to move to the business, okay? And then there's of course the maintenance topic, which is again very important. It's related to maintenance. When I'm able to detect the running hours of the compressor, which is the most critical and energivorous component of the unit, I'm able to understand if the behavior is good, as well as if I am able to detect how many starts and stops the compressor is having, respect to the application. I can understand how the customer is using, what is happening, and how I'm able to avoid or to intervene, you know, proactively to put in place some actions that avoid the compressor to have mechanical disease or breakage, you know?
Oh, that's a very great example. I think probably it's only a part of all the information we can measure with this platform. So probably we recommend people interested to get in touch later on with more details or examples.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So the other step is when we talk about prescriptive, well, the AI, so and the machine learning algorithms come in place. And what we do basically is that we need to get information. We need to, you know, let the algorithm learn from this information. So typically what we put in place with our customers is a trial. It's a trial enabling us to understand how the units are working, and then to validate the process in order to create a sort of baseline, which will, let me say, define a sort of a model of behavior of the unit with respect to the information that we were, you know, analyzing. So the next example, it's a business case that we have in the commercial heat pump market, in which we decided to, along with the customer, of course, because what we put in place is a partnership with our customers, in order to share the experience, because there's the know-how of CAREL, but of course, then there's the know-how of our customers, okay? And so we detect useful data information that we need to analyze, and we create, the baseline of information. And in this case, we had to create the baseline of information in respect of the energy consumption. So we were able to, create a sort of behaving model of the unit in terms of energy consumption. And so there was an expected consumption, and there was the real measured consumption. And what the system is doing is that it's able to alert the customer when the consumption is higher than the expected, or higher than the lower and upper bound, which is the threshold that the algorithm automatically calculates, in order to say, hey, when the unit is moving in this threshold, it's everything fine. But when it overcomes the threshold, then the system intervenes. So when I get a notification, what I can do immediately is to react, okay, to put in place, let me say, fine-tuning, okay, and to get the system back telling me, okay, the fine-tuning was successful and everything now is fine. And I cannot only do this on a single unit perspective, but I can do this, and this is very powerful, comparing all the units on field. So as I was saying earlier, I'm able to detect the most efficient behavior of a unit and to say, hey, this configuration is working much better than this one. And, outside conditions are similar, the working conditions are similar. Why is this unit consuming much more than the other? Maybe
so probably there's something wrong. You can anticipate a problem before occurring.
And so I can easily say, okay, this is good behavior. I can copy and paste and replicate this configuration in this unit, which is not working properly. Okay, so this is very, very important. And all these, as you were saying before, with a very easy user interface. Okay, so just to have a fair recap of what we saw thanks to the presentation of Mirco, and to move over to the other topics. Well, we understood what happens in the factory. So we have an R&D department capable of using some tools that let him, give information to the production line on how to prepare the units to go on field, and then give tools to the field to, use in the most efficient way all these informations. And in the middle, the real trade union, and it is the cloud. It is the cloud where where the know-how resides and where everything is clustered, and it acts like a sort of gateway between the factory and the field. And so, as we saw with Mirco, the service partner, as well as the technical department of the OEM, is able to connect to the unit, both in production line and both on field. But of course, we don't have to forget about the last stakeholder, which is the most important one, which is the one buying the unit, and it's the end user. And I think that, along with
thank you,
Sergio,
thank you very much, Luca. I think you gave a very wide overview in a very short time. So
thank you.
Well done. And I think you showed a very good examples of how we can get the data and use them to improve the service level, but even the businesses we are able to offer. Of course, this technology now goes even in the hands of the people inside our homes. Yeah. And so I will thank you, Luca, again, and invite Sergio Maria here, who will give us, let me say, a more precise overview of what we are doing, we are able to do in our homes with this technology. So thank you again, Luca.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
We'll meet later on for the question and answer. See you later. And welcome,
thank you,
Sergio.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. All the people that are connected now.
Yeah. So what are the easy to do, easy to use function that we have in our hands, even in our homes, to interact with these fantastic systems?
Okay. I'm really happy that my colleague Luca left to me the last mile, let me say, to complete this big scenario that Mirco and Luca already well described before me. I think that the best phrase, the best way that we would like to use to approach the residential market is what we say connected comfort. let me say, we can identify more or less 3 pillars, speaking about the residential air conditioning market. We are really focused on energy efficiency, also as Mirco introduced in the previous session, because it is requested more and more that the unit reach a certain level of efficiency and performance. Then the comfort, that is at the end the first feeling that the final user, the people that are living in the house, in the apartment, get. They don't look at many data, lights, LED, or other things. The feeling of the ambient where you are is the first feedback that you can have if the things are going well or not. Further, the connectivity. Let me say, using the approach and all the infrastructure that we have already seen, we want to guarantee to the final user the possibility to stay connected with the unit, and we will see how, and we will see also why this is more and more necessary now instead also a few years ago. If we start speaking about the energy efficiency, we can start with a number. So only last year in the European community, the 28 countries, a total amount of 1,450,000 heat pump has been sold as a residential unit. With this last, let me say, amount, the total number of heat pumps installed in Europe are more than 13 million of units. So you can imagine how much these units now are influencing what is the energy management of our houses and our towns and our cities. This is one of the main reasons also why this sector, so the residential heating and cooling segment, is strongly regulated in terms of emission and in terms of energy efficiency. The F-gas, the energy labeling regulations are becoming the basis to choose which kind of unit I need to install in my house. Not maybe directly as a final user, but my installer, the people which I trust, should support me on that. So more and more data are required to validate and check if your unit is running well. Maybe you are not so expertise as final user to understand, but some things like the seasonal efficiency, they know if your unit is using natural refrigerants or not, so you are contributing to the reduction of the CO2 present in the atmosphere, the reduce of the energy consumption. This data needs to be checked just also to give you the feeling that, yes, my unit is running well, yes, I'm saving money, energy, and time.
So I trust the installer for choosing equipment, but
having the possibility to look by myself something green, to say, yes, it's okay, yes, it's running, is something more and more required, and mainly in the last periods where it's more and more difficult to get in direct connection with people, also like now.
Yeah. we are at a safe distance.
Exactly, anyway. But we are here mainly for this reason. It's also more and more necessary to get the possibility to have a quick overview, also if you are not directly in front of the unit. The second topic is the comfort. We get more and more modern house where we live a lot and we stay more than usual in the last month. That's the story. Modern tight sealed house, really cost effective. Your unit works really well in terms of efficiency, but you get lack of fresh air. So you need to ventilate. If you don't want that your bedroom became a sort of plant for mushroom production, okay, you need to control to have good air inside. The feeling of the good air is the first feeling that you have if you breathe in a good way. Ventilation units are the other big sector that is growing a lot in Europe. We're speaking about just last year of more than 300,000 units sold in the European market. Also here, I want that this unit works as a final user, as we call it Lady Mary. Lady Mary is our friend that, let me say, enter in the house, and she said that I want to enter and I want to feel already better.
Breathe good air.
Yeah, already when I enter. So I wanted to be able to check some few things: the temperature, the humidity inside the house. Our colleagues also in the last days speak a lot about the importance of the air quality. And last but not least, especially now, the air filtration. So I don't want to get virus or bacteria in my rooms, especially one, maybe in the last period. But this is really important, and it's important that I get the possibility to have my house ready to welcome me. And this is, let me say, the other important point that will help us, and the connectivity. If we take some numbers, the quote of families that get internet access in their house strongly increased in the last 10 years. This one are Eurostat data. Plus 29% of family having internet in the house. The internet connection improve a lot. We're speaking about broadband connections that more or less double in the last 10 years. And last but not least, the possibility to get mobile internet access. Here we spoke just about the use of data, but if you think the first iPhone or the first Android phone that has been, let me say, launched in the market, I think was 2008. The growth that we have in the last 10 years was exponential, thinking of where we were starting from.
It's something that we are now usually
yeah,
using every day.
It's an habit. Now it's an habit, and it's natural. And it's natural because during the years you get the reduction of the cost. Because now buying a phone is not like buying the first iPhone or other brands. And also the level of the necessary skill to enter. If I get an app to do something, I want that the app is easy to understand. I don't have time to read docs. I want to open and I get in.
And use it immediately.
Intuitive. So easy to understand, easy to use. If it is easy to use, I will use. If it will be too much complicated, it will be harder that I use a lot.
Great. Do you have something to show us what CAREL is offering?
Yeah, mainly, let me say. This is why, let me say, we address a big part of our work to developing Controlla. Controlla is, let me say, CAREL proposal in terms of end user application for simply control of HVAC units, heat pump, ventilation system, whatever is necessary. The app gives you both the possibility. You can connect locally through a Bluetooth or through the Wi-Fi connection that the controller in a different way could give to you, or you could get connected in a remote way through our service platform using the data connection of the phone that allow you to connect to the unit that is connected to your house internet connection. That we have seen the number. The main features of the app, for sure, is intuitive interface. We work to make it easy. We work to make it small and, let me say, ready to approach. You will have the same experience, both being in the vicinity of the unit, for example, with the Bluetooth, or when you are off-site. So you don't have to feel the difference about this. And another important thing is that we developed the CAREL app, but Controlla could be easily customized and prepared to join, let me say, special requests, for example, from our OEM manufacturer.
That's a very important point, because it's important for us as a user to have it easy, good looking, customizable, but even for the manufacturer as well, in order to make it more appealing in terms of branding.
More appeal, brand awareness. Let me say, we can work on the graphic part and change the color, the characters, the symbol, whatever is necessary. Let me say, to give the feeling. If you always use a brand, you know that brands have some specific graphical features, and you want to replicate also, for example, in the app, not only in the unit. Here we have an example of a main screen of the main mask, let me say, of the app. What we wanted to underline is, okay, the simplicity and the let me say, complete interface support, overview of the general situation. In one look, I can see what is happening and if everything is good. And everything is one touch away. I don't need to enter and touch 20 times the same button to say yes, confirm, no, yes, no, yes. One touch, I enter in the mask, and I want to be able to perform the simple action, because we are speaking about an app that needs to be used by you, by me, but also by our parents, by our grandparents, and so on. So need to be a little bit really easy from this point of view. An example of the simple action that you can perform, you can, for example, manage the set point of the unit, of the room, wherever you are, and, for example, manage the scheduler, if it's a normal weekdays, if it's a weekend. You can, in this way, also optimize your presence in the house. And for remote, for example, you get some people for dinner, you want to prepare everything, and you will be at home only in 1 hour due to business or personal issues. You can connect, you can prepare the house, and when you enter, you get the feeling that, okay, at least the air and the temperature is okay. Now let's go to cook.
Very good.
The end user experience that is working, and also the approach of the app is quite easy. So you register the first time you get in front of the unit. You can register the unit also when the unit is not directly connected, and sometimes it happens when you build a new house that, let me say, internet is not the first things that can arrive inside your house. And then you get the possibility to perform the same action in front of the unit or outside, always using the phone as the gateway between the unit and the cloud at the first step, and your connection to the unit after. When the unit is connected, then let me say, you can reach through our service platform design. And then the big scenario is complete.
Okay, so here it's this last slide is the summary. We have seen during all this presentation how these technologies are important, from the factory to the final homes where these units are installed.
The circle of life.
The life cycle, the circle, and how many information, very important information, we can get through this technology. So I will say that I was looking at some questions arriving. We had quite a good number of questions, so I recommend our guests to post their questions. We have a little bit of time at the end, so I will invite all the speakers on the stage. I will move away a little bit, and I will try to read the questions to you in order to address and answer some of them. So I move away and let the speakers taking place.
We let Mirco in the middle.
Mirco in the middle.
Mirco in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, thank you again to all the speakers. I go through some of the questions we received. So the first one is probably for Mirco, who told about Applica. So one of our guests is asking if Applica is available for all the mobile devices and for all the operating system that we are using on a daily basis.
Yes, it's correct, and I confirm that Applica is available for all different mobiles based on Android or iOS operating systems. And the communication of Applica with our controls is based on NFC and Bluetooth technologies. Thanks to this technology, we have the possibility to exchange real-time information and configure the unit. Another important thing about Applica is that it is an app that can be used on field, but it is not specifically for the CAREL solutions like microchiller, but can be also easily customized by OEMs or by the user in order to adapt this solution to a specific unit.
Thank you, Mirco. I jump to another question related to cloud and remote information management. So I will address the question to Luca. Someone is asking, we talk about values and benefits related to the cloud, but and how cloud can be a repository of all this information. But which is the enabler letting data flow from site to cloud. So how information is taken from site.
Yeah, I understand. Well, we didn't go deeper in the architecture, but yes, what we basically delivered to the market to enable our customer to connect the unit to the cloud, we have basically, well, we have several options, but the main one is to have a controller which is able, thanks to embedded technology, to directly connect to the cloud. And this is quite typical in the residential market, where we have controllers that with an Ethernet port are able to be connected directly to an existing router, so an existing internet connection, and be strictly on the cloud without the need of any other, hardware on field. So thanks to the Ethernet, so wired technology, or Wi-Fi technology, we're able to reach the router and go directly to the router. And the other option, when we are not able to have an internet connection in place, is to use a brand new family of gateways, which we call Cloud Gate, which are connected to the unit via standard protocols such as RS485 and Modbus, and let the customer connect to the cloud, thanks also in this case, different models. We have Ethernet models, we have Wi-Fi models, we have 2G and 4G models. So in any case, the customer is able to gather the information and store them in the cloud, and to get all the services we talked about.
Thank you, Luca.
Welcome.
Let's pick another question and jump to residential applications. So a question for Sergio. I try to take a question on different areas. So someone is asking, related to Controlla, so the app you showed us. We understood that it can be used as such a remote control for heat pump units. But in next future, which are other possibilities for using these infrastructures, especially compared to the present needs and limitations they ask?
Thanks for the question. Okay, let me say, Controlla is the top of the iceberg, if we want to think about the stack. So under the water level, there are really a lot, again. And my opinion is that using the same infrastructure, so the same kind of data flux that we can use, more and more, for example, now, if you think technician or so on, it's really hard to get in a private house, really with the actual situation, and be able also just to make the ear check of the unit, just to check that everything is okay. The possibility to have some remote access, maybe with a different view of, instead of the app, so maybe through a web portal, some kind of access, and get an overview with the technical data that the technician is able to interpret and understand what is happening, could be really one of the next steps that allow us to reduce the cost for sure for the maintenance, but also keep safe both the owner of the house and the guys that have to go to work on the unit. So let me say, we make the visit really necessary. Instead, if I can check from my office, I think will be good for both of us.
Okay, thank you, Sergio. Let me jump on another topic. Someone is asking about security. So probably I forward the question to Luca. How is CAREL able to provide a steady and secure system over time and assure that availability and the confidentiality for customers?
This is a huge matter. Security is a huge matter, and security is a huge also expense, let me say, for everybody providing a cloud environment, because you have to be compliant with several norms. One for all is the GDPR, okay? Because when we treat data of the customers, of course, we are responsible for treating the data. And so the matter of security rises very, very strongly. And what we need to provide to the customer is, of course, that the data is safe, it's always available, okay? In terms of SLA, we guarantee over 90–80% of availability of our infrastructure always online, okay? And, but again, then there's the matter of confidentiality. That's why we provide customers with private, let me say, portals, okay? And, but of course, the security is something that we are working 24/7 on, because it's a growing matter, okay? And also because there's the growing need to have units connected. So we are expecting numbers to grow very fast in the next future. And just to give you an example, we get from 3 to 4 security assessments per year to assure the market, to assure our customer that our environment is safe. And this cannot be done by CAREL itself. It must be done from external companies which are certified, which are companies that give us back a certificate, you know, of the stress test that they made on our environment to assure that everything is stable and secure. So thanks for the question, because it is a matter often underestimated, the one of security.
Okay, thank you, Luca. Let me jump to. Someone is asking, probably Mirco can answer, if there are other solutions that CAREL is offering, particularly for chiller and heat pump units in non-residential, more commercial area.
Okay. Yes, we can offer solutions for such kind of applications. Solutions that we can offer are based on programmable controls and parametric controls. So programmable controls for us means a control where inside is possible to upload a software solution for that application, and can be used as is, or the customer can have also the opportunity to customize this software starting from the source files using the CAREL tools. The second solution is parametric, and in this case, in a parametric control for the customer, it is possible only to configure the unit. So it is a solution ready to use, just to install and configure. Solutions are different based on the typology of units. We have solutions for screw chillers and heat pumps applications. So means units where the compressor is a screw compressor. And in this case, the solution is based on programmable controls. We have also solutions that are available for centrifugal, for on-off and fixed on-off and BLDC compressors. Mainly talking about fixed on-off and BLDC solutions, we have both typology of products that we can offer, programmable as well as parametric. In the first case, the platform is the CPICO platform when we talk about programmable controls. In the second case, we are talking about microchiller, that it is the new products that we have recently launched for chiller and heat pumps application based on fixed on-off compressors and BLDC compressors.
Okay, thank you, Mirco. You're welcome. The last question, because we are running out of time. I don't know who wants to answer this. The question is very, very clear. How accurate can the data analysis be expected? So what is the accuracy of having the data and using them to, probably Luca can address.
I'm not sure I understand the question, but probably the meaning is with which frequency we can gather the data from the cloud.
Yeah, and probably our guest is asking how sure we are that the data are real, accurate, and reliable when acquiring them.
Well, from a let me say, from a security point of view, I explained earlier that we have to manage security at every level. So we manage security when we are on site, because we have firewalled our gateways and we are firewalled our controllers, okay? We manage the security when the transaction is between the gateway and the cloud, because we have SSL securities, we have VPN and this sort of security levels. And then we also grant the security through HTTPS when you connect from remote to the cloud. So this is just to answer to that part. Related to log frequency, it really depends on application level. So it depends on the type of typology of connectivity that you use. If you are you're using cellular connectivity, so 2G, 4G, or you use Ethernet connectivity, because the outputs are quite different, and you can decide the log frequency at application level.
Okay, so probably the guest now is better specifying the question while you are answering. So he's asking, we use data for carrying out some predictions, prediction analysis. So he's asking how reliable and accurate are these predictions in terms of what is actually happening on the field?
Well, this is where, I don't know if also my colleagues want to respond to this, but this is where our expertise comes in, you know? We're talking about HVAC and refrigeration application, and we have more than 45 years experience on that. So we know a lot of cases. We have a large amount of customers who during the years shared the experience with us, and so we learned also from our customers. So when we put in place an algorithm, okay, we use all this experience, okay? But of course, the algorithm must be validated. As I was telling earlier, what we do is that we are partner of our customers. So the most of the time, we gave a sort of, let me say, how you would say that, some examples, some drafts to our customers, and then before validation, the customer is accurately controlling and validating the information in order then to respond to his experience. Okay, so this is also the way that we do. But of course, we have our experience, so we have already put in place some algorithms that are assuring us to give to the customer a confident, let me say, an affordable information. I hope I understood. I hope I answered.
Yeah, it was precising this. Yeah. So thank you, Luca, for the answer. I think we run out of time, so we have to before stopping the roundtable. I would like to recommend you to continue to stay tuned on the CAREL roundtable cycle. At 11:30, I recommend you the session on health and humidity. Very, very interesting by our colleagues. So stay tuned. I would like to thank you again, our speakers of today. And we hope to meet you soon live and not anymore digital.
We hope so. We hope so. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you again, and have a good Chillventa eSpecial.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.